As creative as I am fucking an implementer. I can execute. My edge is I can execute faster than most. I can implement faster than most. And I can pivot faster than most. Plus, I'm creative too. But I'm not creative in a way that I just think and don't do. It's a very big difference.
Ooh, that was a big one right there.
That's a big difference. That's a mic drop moment for you, if you get what I'm saying.
That was huge. Okay, let's go back to some of the other questions, see what we have here. I know we're
good questions, by the way. A lot of questions.
I'll make sure we continue also with the not having no end time here, but let's just quickly see. Okay, Sifu, how do you do classes for 3, 4, 5, even 6 hours and stay on point with so much energy?
Because I love what I do. It's very simple, Christopher. I love what I do. It's when you love what you do, your passion shows through, your energy, this energy. Because people don't have energy because they don't like what they do. They drag to do it versus they get energized. Think about the stuff you enjoy in life. You're energized when you do it, right? If you like playing golf, you like playing, go fishing, you like skiing, you can do it for hours and you're energized by the end of it. You don't feel drained, right?
Yep. Some of the other questions, very simple ones here. Sifu, what if we complete a task earlier than the time blocked out for it? What do you do with the rest of the remaining time?
Nice, Marcus, good question. So let's say you complete the task. It's like say one time.
Yes.
That's okay. I mean, you can decide to jump onto the next thing or give yourself a little bit of break and then you can jump into it. It's up to you, right? But if you consistently, meaning that you finish the task before the time is up, what does that mean?
You're over budgeting time.
That's right. Over, and then maybe now your capabilities have improved.
Yes.
Now you can actually give yourself less time, right? Usually I have, for a lot of different things, I have my time in 30-minute or 15-minute increment. Bill Gates has his calendar, 6-minute increment. 6-minute increment, his schedule. That's how productive he is. You have a meeting with him, it's just 6 minutes.
Damn.
Right? That's why it's Bill Gates.
Sifu, do you have certain block out times for a certain day consistently where it is blocked? Or do you plan ahead a week where you're going to allocate?
How soon I schedule my time? This is a good lesson. Desmond knows he has access to my calendar. How soon we schedule our time? How early in advance?
Like 2 years, 1 year, minimum 1 year, at least 2 years in advance, and we're constantly updating it, revising it. And Sifu does have consistent times he blocks out. There's blocked out times for Bat Cave, for massage, for Jenny time, for team bonding time.
Yeah, for we charge my battery.
We just booked for martial arts time, for exercise and health as well too.
So it's, but my schedule is like
2020, end of 2020, we're already booking.
Yeah, we're already booking.
Yep.
Right, and that's how far we think in advance.
Yep.
Right. That's why when people say, "Oh, I've got we are not very accommodating in terms of like sudden things."
Yes.
Like sudden things that require my time to do. Most of the time, we say it's example like a speaking opportunity. Right? We get approached a lot.
Yeah.
So, oh, Dan, can I have you come speak like in 2 months? I said no.
No.
I said I can't.
Yeah.
I actually can't. You need to book me like a year in advance.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I don't do a lot.
Very big organizations asking Sifu. Even for November, it's a tough.
That's a tough one.
We already have the book tour. We've got the PR tour. We're traveling. It's just not going to happen. No. Plus all our normal stuff that we have to get done.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's being productive, right?
Okay. Let me keep going. Let's go.
Yeah. Productivity secret number 6: create a peak productivity environment. This is probably one of my biggest secrets. Create an environment that works for you, not against you, right? So make certain your environment works for you instead of against you. For some, your environment, your work environment is not designed for peak productivity. Now, that is, depends on, because sometimes I get this question, does that mean I have to have a super organized desk? Does that mean it's peak productivity? Not necessarily. You see, like scientists and like very inventive people, you go to the office, this is like a freaking mess.
It's like organized.
But it's like organized chaos.
Chaos,
right?
yeah.
That's what works best for them. You have to find what works for you. But when I'm talking about environment, that I think one of the most important concepts I teach all my students, I'm going to teach it to you now, is the concept of the wealth triggers. Wealth triggers, meaning having items, having objects, having artifacts around you in your environment, because both your conscious and subconscious minds respond to all sorts of things, stimuli, right? Introducing like objects, including objects around us. So I want to have things that would help me to create better performance.
Right.
Right. So whatever works for you. Now you have a number of things.
Yes.
You've got actually the Mont Blanc pen.
The Mont Blanc pens right next to me. Yep.
Right. And what else do you have?
I've got books on my shelf that talk about gold.
Yeah.
You know, I've got books that also talk about being a good dad, good father. So those are, because, you know, family time is important for me. So the family time, cars, right? Obviously, you know, in the initial stages, I'll be very honest. I think for a lot of you, for me, what's important now is not so much the materialistic things. It's more like, you know, I would actually put up well triggers that show me things like building up my net worth or invest the next level, like the next portfolio, the money monthly projects. Those things, something that's from that just reminds me I need to work on that. Because now the projects are like a 3-year project or a 5-year project. It's not something that, oh, okay, I might put up some suits though. I do like suits and clothing and stuff like that.
Whatever, again, so whatever works for you. That environment, for some, it may be a very nice painting.
Yes.
They find it very, very calming, gives them peace of mind. Awesome. For some,
I got a book from Maui. I like,
For some, they might like a motivational kind of a quote.
Yes.
That's awesome. I actually have a number of students who print out, you know, your
quotes,
posts, and then they post that motivate them. They also like the pressure of kind of me looking at them, like, get shit done, right? That's also good. Your goals, that might work for you. I recommend a clock.
Yes.
In front of you, because clock is a good wealth trigger. Reminds you the value of your time.
I shit you not, guys. Do this, because for years I had Sifu's magazine on my desk, and it worked. Like just having it there, because like, you know, every time I'm like trying to slack off on Facebook, I'm like, oh shit, Sifu's right there. What if he was watching? Yeah. Right. Right. Then some of you guys will go put like that sticker over your camera, right? Because I shit you not, Sifu I used to say, yeah, like cameras in my house. He knew exactly what I was doing all the time. I was like, someone other hacked my computer. He figured out I was like slacking. And just when I'm doing it, he'll send me a message. Hey, Desmond, did you get this project done? You know, I asked you this 3 days ago. Yeah, working on it. Working on it. Bullshit. I didn't even get it. I forgot about it. I didn't write it down. Yeah. So, you know, busted, right? Exposed. But it really works. Print Sifu's picture.
I cannot emphasize this enough. Your environment is very, very critical. You will not just think as an athlete, if you are a peak performance athlete, you want to train in a good facility, right? You want to have all the equipment, you want to have the environment, the coaches. So whatever works for you. This is your office. That's your headquarters. That's your battlefield, right? This is where all the action happens. You have to protect it. Make sure, I would say, like no distraction, noise. Like if you have if you have kids, I know you train your kids too. Like you tell them, if dad is working, like do your thing, but like today dad is working.
Today, right? Seriously, I open my door and I yell upstairs. I'm like, boys, dad's about to get on a call. It's being recorded. I can hear you guys. Don't play the piano. That's it, right? Go do something else. Go upstairs.
You gotta communicate with your family members. Hey, I'm working. I'm building something for our family. I need my time. I need a time where there's no distraction. I need to be in my zone. I need to do this, right? So you need to have that communication ahead of time. Yep. Are you with me?
I do communicate with them, and I let them know the schedule as well. Many times if we're teaching a class, I'll let them know even if I'm home. Guys, tonight dad's got a class. You know what? You guys can go out watch a movie. I don't care. You guys can go onto the 3rd floor. You can do whatever you want. Do something creative. Play Lego. You know, I give you permission, right? But just don't be right above me, because I got to teach the class at night, right? I don't want to have the distractions.
Yeah, so with me, I have the vision board in front of me, always reminds me of my why. I close the door when I'm working on important tasks, right? I want no distraction. I could be in there in the office for hours, but I close the door. That means like don't. And Jenny knows. Jenny already knows. If I open the door, means she can come in and give me a kiss and, you know, all that stuff. But I close the door, it means like I'm thinking.
In my case, my door is closed most of the time. But what I've trained my family to do is they knock. My boys will even knock. They know not to just open the door, right? Especially if they can come to the door and they can hear some talking going on in the room. Normally I'm on a call, right? What my wife will do is she'll open the door very slowly. She'll put her head in. And if I'm on the call and that happens, she'll just see my hand go up like this. She'll close the door. She knows that, no, don't come in the room right now. Then she'll send me a text message. And of course, then after I finish the call, I see the text message. I'm like, okay. In the house, she sends me a text message, right? And she's like, oh, I'm going out. You know, I'm going to go get some groceries. The kids are whatever doing.
And sometimes if it's not your home, then like even back then I would go to a hotel, right, where it's the environment. I like the environment. I'll go to a very nice hotel, work in a lobby that was used to work for me before, right? So a lot of objects around me that represents like wealth and success and like motivation, inspiration, whatever works for you. You got to find what works for you, right? How many of you believe if you actually structure and design your environment for peak performance, that would help your productivity? Put in the chat. Yes, you're setting yourself up for success. You're setting up the environment for success. And for some, it may be also, like I also believe in feng shui.
Yes.
Right? It's like an Asian Chinese term, which is meaning the way you organize your furniture, the way you organize your environment.
Are you facing the window? Did you put a mirror by your door?
It makes it more success and prosperity.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever that works for you.
Maybe it's a placebo, energy. But maybe it works. You never know.
Yeah, that's right. So your environment, very key. Okay. Secret number 7 is the last secret. Secret number 7. Understand you cannot manage time. Notice we didn't say about managing time. This whole class, it's not about managing time because you cannot manage time. Because time management doesn't exist. You cannot manage time. You cannot make it go faster. You cannot make it go slower. You cannot make the time move forward or backward. You cannot make up for lost time.
Right.
Like this second, listen to me, it's gone. This second, that's gone.
Yeah.
You cannot make up for lost time. So you cannot actually manage time. What you could manage is how you use your time. It's the only thing that you can manage. That's why knowing your magic number is so critical. It's the only thing you can manage. So ask yourself, very simple, do the actions that you take on a daily basis move you forward in the direction that you want?
That's why it's so important to write out, because when you write it out, then you can be very honest.
Get outside your head. Put it on a piece of paper, put it in a journal, put it in a notebook, right?
Do you recommend having an accountability partner, Sifu? Like, writing it out, sometimes a lot of us will lie to ourselves. Let's just be honest, right?
Yes.
We write out things and then if nobody checks it, I remember when I had to send in the monthly, I was like, shit. Yeah. I write out like, oh shit, I didn't do that much this month. Yeah. That sucked.
Yeah. So I think for having accountability partner helps.
Yeah.
For some, put it on a wall. It helps. I like to do public declaration.
That's the ultimate accountability.
I like that best. Tell the world that's your goal. Put it in the Facebook. Put in VOD. That's my goal. So then everyone looking at you. You don't make it, you feel embarrassed. Good. I like to tell them when I was growing my YouTube channel. Yeah. When I had 10,000 subscribers, I already told people I'm going to grow it. So when we hit, I say I'm going to go hit 100,000. We hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I tell people I'm going to hit 1 million subs. Yep. I tell the whole world about it. Right? Millions of people know that I had that intention. That's my goal. Good. I want the whole damn world to hold me accountable. So I can't back out. I can't I don't know. I'm going to do it. Just like now I'm telling you, I'm going to hit 10 million subs on YouTube. It takes some time, but that's my goal. Tell the whole world about it. I keep telling the world about it. Not just like once, I hope no one hears it. No, I keep telling the people what I'm going to do. I like that. I like to see people shocked. I like to see my enemies, right? Challenge, like, good. If they don't think I can do it, let's see. Let's see what happens, right? That's more the Ruby in me, right? Where I want to lift up to the challenge, right? But that's what I do. I like to do. Just imagine public declaration. It's a very powerful way to do it, right? So what do you focus on now, right? Do your actions move you away from your priorities? If you just ask yourself daily, is what I'm doing worth X amount of dollars per hour? Is what I'm doing moving me closer to my goals? And if you know your goals, what your goals are, and you set up that peak performance environment, have wealth triggers around you. This works. It is not complex. It really isn't. You do this on a consistent basis, it becomes a habit. You will then find your productivity level compared to other people. Yeah. You'll be like this. And you feel good. You feel very good about yourself, not because you're saying that, oh, I'm better than you. No, you're not coming across, I'm better than you. But your habits are better than them. And that's why you're successful and they're not. right? Make sense? So at the end of the day, time management is really priority management.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, priority management is really self-management. That's what we're talking about. It's self-management. Do you have the discipline? Can you focus? Do you have clarity? Right? Can you act without hesitation? Can you take action without a lot of lower self?
Yeah.
Right? Without a lot of emotional baggage. It's all self-management.
Or even just being organized, knowing what you're doing.
It's all battling all your inner demons. Are you okay with your parents, your family not understanding you why you want to avoid minimum wage activities? It's all internal things, internal conflicts. So at the end of the day, it's not the technique. I've given you the technique, but can you execute on the techniques and apply the strategies? It's your self-management, period, right? You will not be a highly effective person if you have a strong inner game. If you have a strong inner game, you will be more productive than most. Because you can act without you can take action without a lot of emotional baggage that hold you back. That's the difference. People who are not productive, a ton of emotional bullshit in their head.
Yeah.
Guarantee you. If you're not productive, I know a lot of stuff going on here.
Lack of confidence.
What if it doesn't work? I don't know.
Scared,
I don't know what
fear.
to do. It could be fear of failure, fear of success.
Worry what other people think of you.
Worry what about people think. That's paralyzed people. All those things, all those stories, all those chatters in your mind, it paralyzes you. And that's why you're not productive. I'm productive because I have a very strong inner game.
So then, Sifu, it goes to the question of people talk about discipline, right? And I know you also have a stance on discipline because most of the time we're not disciplined.
I'm not that disciplined.
Yeah.
So I don't want to rely on discipline. That's why I do the time blocking.
Right.
Because if I rely on discipline, meaning, example, let's say creating videos.
Yes.
We got so much to do. If I don't block out the time, it's like, you know what? I got more important things to do. I'm not going to create that video.
Right.
I'm not going to block out the time. Before you know it, you stop a couple of weeks and then your momentum dies.
Yeah.
But when you block out the time.
And you take pride that you are a kind of person that you always say, I implement, I can execute. So once you block that time, then you just get that.
It's done deal. So I don't have to think about it. It's a block. I'm gonna block out this time to do this.
Yes.
I'm gonna block out this time to do that. Like I don't want to even negotiate with myself. It's non-negotiable. It's gonna happen. Block out the time is the easiest way, right? And then when you do enough, it's not a discipline, it's a habit.
Yeah.
Right? When it's a habit, it's always it takes a lot less effort. When it's a discipline, it's always kind of right. But when it's a habit, don't think about it, right? Just done. You just get it done, right? So that's the way that I see it.
And then, as Sifu says, also the public accountability. You know, even when I've seen Sifu when he's deathly sick, losing his voice, he will not cancel a class. He will not cancel a meeting. He will not cancel a speaking engagement. Fever, sore throat, still goes and does it. Yeah. Just get it done.
Yeah, because you block all the time. You make the commitment, you stick with the commitment, right? Yeah. Okay, assignments time. Who is ready for some assignments?
Well, I think the assignments is just get it done, man. Write it all out.
Implementation.
That's right, implementation.
Time to implement, right? The 7 secrets. Number 1, immerse yourself into Sifu's teaching. Minimum 3 videos a day. Now, there's one particular playlist I want you to watch, which is how to delegate like a million entrepreneur. It's on my YouTube channel. How to delegate like a million entrepreneur. Just type in YouTube, you'll find it. That's the channel. That's the channel. Then that's the playlist I want you to watch because I didn't have time to get into the whole delegation, how all that works. But I think you'll find it's a very good. It complements what I'm just teaching today.
Yes.
Now you know this. There's some strategies that will help you to delegate. Okay, that's the playlist. And reprogram your mind for wealth. Instead of having a strong inner game. Everything that you want to execute, you want to implement, everything I teach you, you got to have a strong inner game. You will not be productive if you're always living in fear. If you're always very fearful. You'll be more productive if you're grateful.
Yeah.
You start the day with gratitude, right? If you will not be productive, you have a lot of this lower self stuff in your head. So that's what you need to do. The middle of the day, the programming, program your mind. Make it this is so critical. You got to protect it. You protect this, you protect your time. You got to protect this because when you apply some of these things I'm teaching you, everyone else will think you're weird. I'm just telling you right now. Because everybody most people do not value their time.
Yeah.
They will think you're just, in fact, they might actually find you difficult.
Yeah.
They find you difficult. Like, what do you mean you don't get back to me immediately?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you wait a few days to get back? What do you mean you don't take incoming scheduled call?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you difficult? And I always tell people, I'm not difficult, I'm different.
Yeah.
It's not about being difficult. I'm just saying I'm different.
Oh, I respect my time and
how I manage my time.
Yeah.
Right? You need to be able to communicate that. So your inner game, very, very critical.
But that's also why when you work with someone, they can expect that level of discipline. They can expect that level of, because they know you're focused on the project, you're working with them. That's right.
And they know it's the only way that I could get so much done with the output that we have.
I think people respect you more. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to value your time. Successful people will respect you.
Yeah.
Because they value their time too. They like it. Let's get to the point. Let's get it done. Right. Use the one-page party planner, which I've already given you. Right. Come up with activities and tasks that you need to get more clients. You need to increase income. What is it that you want to do? Categorize them, divide them into, right? Remember, all quadrants, right? The quadrant, and then filter it through the one page. Print a lot of them. Use it all the time. You should be crossing out stuff, writing stuff out, crossing out stuff. The one-page planner, so critical. Every single day. Like, that should be the things that you look at every day, right? Do that for 30, 60, 90 days and see how that impacts what you do.
How about this, Sifu? I want to know how many of you are actually going to do that consistently between now and next lesson, the next time we get together.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Yeah. Post it up in the group. If you have to, find some, post it up, show us that you're staying consistent with it. I know that's going to be hard for a lot of you. It was hard for me when I first started. So I'm speaking maybe with my own values. Some of you is going to be easy, but for me, it was hard to be consistent. But that might be your demon. Your inner demon is, how do you do it consistently?
Yeah. Again, 4 kinds of activities, use it. And then time block. Make sure you time block with yourself. Make appointment with yourself. Prioritize your task.
Yeah.
Make non-negotiable appointments with yourself.
Yeah.
Don't deviate. Just say, I'm going to make the appointment. It's done. That's the most important person in your life, yourself, right? You can't make other people happy if you're not happy, right? You can't help other people if you don't help yourself first. So take care of yourself. Use wealth triggers in your environment. And when I say wealth triggers, again, it doesn't have to be expensive things. It could be small things. It could be just a picture. It could be a little clock. It could be whatever it is that works for you, right? You have to know what works for you. Maybe having a bubble hair, that works for you. Whatever works for you, right? You have to find what works for you. Eliminate distractions. Learn, close the door, right? Don't have people come in. Unplug the phone, right? Turn your phone on silent. Turn off those notifications.
Yep.
Right? Oh my God, your social media notifications, turn that shit off. You got to turn that shit off. Otherwise, it's your Facebook, bing, bing, ding, 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 ding. Oh my goodness, right? Don't do it. Just don't do it. You got more important things to do, right? Number 5, increase your hourly rate. Now you know your magic number. We need to continuously work on it. So you need to make it a must, not a nice to have, not a maybe, a must to continue to increase your hourly rate. If you're making 20, 30, 50, 60 an hour, how do you get to that $170 per hour? How can you get that? If you want to get 100K, if you want to make 200K, you need to double the amount, right? So whatever your goal is, put that numbers. In fact, that could be a good wealth trigger.
Yeah.
Like print that out. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing worth amount per hour? Just put that in front of you all the time to remind yourself, okay, is what I'm doing worth this much?
Yeah.
It's a great thing. And then you will realize, oh my God, there's a lot of stuff. You need to feel bad. I want you to feel bad when you do minimum wage activities. I want you to feel bad when you engage in minimum wage activities. You should feel like, oh man,
I just wasted.
I just wasted. Then you do something about it. Even you do it today, next month, a month after, you're like, I gotta find someone. I gotta delegate. I gotta find someone to help me out. I can't do this. Good. Start with one, and then start with another one. Delegate one task, and then another one, and then you become a habit. right? How can you become, the only way for you to do that, by the way, your earning power per hour must improve every year. Last year, you make this much per hour. This year, that number needs to be higher. It needs to be like higher. And it cannot, let me emphasize this, it cannot be like a fucking incremental improvement.
Yeah.
Meaning like you're making
5%,
$13 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this you're gonna make $14 an hour. Tell me, you're making $13 an, like how does $1 more per hour change your life? You tell me, right? How does $1 more per hour change your life? It doesn't. It doesn't. You got to think in terms of multiply, double, triple the amount, right? That number needs to go up and the only way you can do that is you develop your skill sets. You got to improve your skill sets, right? I say this many times, I'm going to say it to you. You do not have an income problem, you have a skill problem. It always goes back to skill set. It's not an income issue. The difference between when I was making minimum wage, making I think $8, $9 per hour back then, to me today, right, $10,000 per hour, what I charge, was still 24 hours a day. What's the difference? My skill set has dramatically improved. The value that I could add to people's lives, the value I could add to companies' lives, right? The companies, is so much greater than when I was making minimum wage, working in a supermarket, when I was bagging groceries and dusting cans on the shelf and washing the fucking bathroom. That was the skill set I had back then to the skill set I have today. That's what changed. So you need to make it a must to improve your skill sets. I cannot emphasize it enough. Doesn't matter, learning from me, learning from somebody else, it doesn't matter. Learn from somebody. Learn from somebody that can help you improve their skill sets. How can you become more skilled? How can you become more valuable, right? Make sure you mark this on your calendar, July 18th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're not going to change that. 6 p.m. Pacific time. Are you going to be here? Are you going to be here? We're going to talk about public speaking secrets. So now share some productivity secrets. I know that's a topic a lot of DoD doers, members, they want to know.
Yes.
How do you present, right? If you need to speak to groups, it doesn't have to be a big group. It could be smaller, like 2, 3, 5 people in a meeting.
In a smaller room, yeah.
How do you command respect?
Right.
How do you command attention, right? How do you have the unshakable confidence when you're presenting and delivering a speech in front of a group of people? We're going to talk about that, July 18th. Awesome.
That's a very, very important skill to have, Sifu.
Great class. Great class. Awesome. Awesome job. Very good.
I'm going to be looking forward. Yeah, I'm going to looking forward in the Facebook group. I want to see how many people are actually going to implement what you've learned tonight. How many people are going to do what we've taught tonight? How many people are going to not just do it, but maybe even you might even demonstrate some leadership and help other members to stay accountable.
Yes.
We're going to be looking out for you guys.
That's right. That's right. And
that's how you get the recognition.
Remember, demand more yourself than anybody else could expect. Go for it.